Pigeons rise off the bench when the bus door fold. Morning got a steel tent, pockets hold the cold. Deli man sweeping yesterday into the grate. Why the first train moan make the whole block wait? I came up with a stairwell, carried every beef, every laugh, every warning, every broken relief. Fourth floor, auntie with the rollers and the stair. Could read the whole week by the way you climb the stairs. Marcy had a language in the bottle caps and chalk. In the dice by the hydrant and the old heads talk. In the blue light flashing off the chrome at night. In the way kids freeze when the corner got tight. See, hunger got manners when the fridge too bare. You pour more water in the pot, make room for prayer. We knew the face of pride, pressed shirt, scuffed soul. Trying to look whole with a rent-torn soul. Pigeons on Marcy, circled in land. Gray little prophets on the rail by the stand. Street, keep a ledger, every name, every scar. You can lead a block, but it know who you are. Pigeons on Marcy, scattered and glide. Hear the sirens coming, still they do not hide. Same wind, same wide, same sunset bar. You can chase the light, but it know who you are. Summer smell like tar, fruit carts, hot break dust. Young boys learn early who to fear, who to trust. Miss Lena sold ices from a cooler on the stoop. Kept a broom by her side in the neighborhood scoop. Payphones, 8 dreams, 1 quarter at a time. Cash roll, whole futures in a 3-minute line. Baby carriage wheel with a wobble in the lane. Mama pulling groceries through a sudden rain. I seen men turn holy in the ambulance glow. Seen women hold kingdoms no senses could show. 1 room, 3 jobs, 2 kids, 1 fan still folding school clothes with a steady hand. That is why my voice got gravel in the grain. Why I look at joy like sun after the rain. Not some grand prize, more seat by the glass. A hot plate meal in a quiet hour pass. Pigeons on Marcy, circled in land. Gray little prophets on the rail by the stand. Street, keep a ledger, every name, every scar. You can lead a block, but it know who you are. Pigeons on Marcy, scattered and glide. Hear the sirens coming, still they do not hide. Same wind, same wide, same sunset bar. You can chase the light, but it know who you are. Now the kids I knew got children of their own. Some moved out south, some never left the zone. 1 paints houses, 1 driving through the night. 1 still on the bench with a newspaper tight. I do not dress the story up in gold leaf lies. It was loose stair rails and determined eyes. It was funeral cars and double dutch songs. It was learning right fast what side you belong. Yet even in the hard there was ritual grace. Sunday shirts hanging crisp in the fire escape space. Chicken in the grease, radio low by the sink. And my uncle saying, boy, sit down and think. So when the birds lift off at the rumble below, I read that motion like a map I used to know. Rise when you need to, come back when you can. Hold your little balance in the hard-made lane. Bench paint peeling, train line Pigeons on the rail and then the day still come.
Yeah, you know, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da. Yo, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da. Yeah, ba-da-da-da. Wah-ba-dum-wah, wah-ba-dum-wah, wah-ba-dum-wah. Yeah, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da. Ba-ba-ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da. Ba-ba-ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da. Yo, been on, yo. Backseat vinyl still warm from before. Made a click, start telling stories once more. Shift change, taxi, rolling slow. City passing like a real and low. Driver eyes heavy, shift almost done. Another night folded into the sun. Radio chattering, half known tongue. World feel far, but the city still young. I watch faces blurred through the glass. Every block hold a version of past. We don't exchange names, just direction. Temporary trust, short connection. He asks long ride, I say not far. Distance measured by who you are. Shift change, taxi, rolling confessions. Short rides teach the longest lessons. Pay by distance, pay by time. City wisdom, charge per line. Shift change, taxi, 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 shift change, taxi. Short rides teach the longest lessons. Pay by distance, pay by time. City wisdom, charge per line. Look, he talk hours,
I talk stress, different route, same excess. Everybody tired, nobody done. Day job bleed into the sun. Traffic pause, give space to speak. True feel cheaper when it's brief. He say city, never sleep. I not know when sleep ain't cheap. Me the honest, don't pick side. Every second, quantified. Cab move on when light turn green. Conversation and mid-scene. Shift change taxi, rolling confessions. Short rides teach the longest lessons. Pay by distance, pay by time. City wisdom, charge per line. Shift, 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 shift. Short rides teach the longest lesson. Yo, curb approach, fair feel fair. I add a tip for the way we share. Door slam, close the moving room. Cab pull off, street resume. We won't meet again, that's the rule. But moments like this still fuel. Shift change done, city roll. Another lesson in control. Shift change taxi, rolling confessions. Short rides teach the longest lessons. Pay by distance, pay by time. City wisdom, charge per line. Shift tick tick tick, 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 shift tick tick tick. Short rides teach the longest licks. Yeah. Ba da 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 ba da da. Yeah. Ba da 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 ba da da. Yeah. Ba da 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 ba da da. Yeah. You know widow, yeah. Need a style. Radio fade. Need a style. Radio fade. Be easy. Need a style. Need a style. Be easy. Open legend. Yeah. Assets and liabilities both. No selective accounting, let's go. Yeah. I'm up and back. Yeah. I keep a ledger that I don't show the general public, not because it's shameful, because it's specific in the way that honest self-assessment has to be to actually function as anything beyond therapy. Asset column, the relationships I actually maintain, the mornings I was present without the background refrain of the running agenda pulling focus from the room, the conversations where I listen past my own assumption. Liability column, the years been optimizing hard for an outcome I'd accepted without checking the regard I had for the goal itself, whether I actually chose it or inherited the ambition and just learned to prose it. The distance I kept in relationships that deserve more presence, the feedback I softened past the point of its essential lessons. I'm not here to prosecute the liabilities, I'm here to read the ledger and adjust the priority. Open ledger, assets and what cost, what you built and what you left across, the honest accounting before someone else writes the summary. Open ledger, that's the work, that's the company. Open ledger, assets and what cost, what you built and what you left across, the honest accounting before someone else writes the summary. Open ledger, that's the work, that's the company. The performance of self-improvement is a specific trap. You arrange the evidence of working on it on the map so thoroughly that the arraignment substitutes for the work, the journal, the framework, the practice, all placed in the circuit of an identity built on being the kind of person who does these things, which is different from being changed by what the practice brings. I spent years performing growth instead of experiencing it. The performance was fluid, the growth was counterfeit, until someone who knew me well enough to see the difference named it without cruelty, just with the specific evidence. The thing about accurate feedback from a trusted source, you can dismiss it or you can let it run its course into the actual interior where the real account lives. I let it run what it found wasn't flattering. It gives you something to work with, though the actual gap between who you're performing and what the ledger's map actually shows. That gap is where the work begins, not in the image maintenance, in the accounting, in the sins and assets, both held without the selective filter. Open ledger, even when the numbers are tilted. Open ledger, assets and what cost, what you built and what you left across, the honest accounting before someone else writes the summary. Open ledger, that's the work, that's the company. Open ledger, assets and what cost, what you built and what you left across, the honest accounting before someone else writes the summary. Open ledger, that's the work, that's the company.
Forgiveness runs through the ledger too, not erasure of the liabilities. A different view of what the ledger is for. If it only prosecutes and never settles the account, it just substitutes one form of avoidance for another. The punishing loop instead of the ignoring loop, but still the same group of unanswered questions circling without resolution. The ledger settles when you acknowledge, adjust, and move in the direction that the honest accounting indicates. Then close the period, open a new page that creates the only kind of self-forgiveness that is actual function. Not the erasure, but the forward-moving junction between what you learn from the account and what you build next. I keep the ledger open, not to torture, to protect against the selective memory that flatters and misleads. The open ledger is the most honest thing I've done. It reads better every year, not because the numbers get perfect, but because I'm less afraid of what's on the surface.
Open ledger,
assets and what cost, what you built and what you've left across. The honest accounting before someone else writes the summary.
Open ledger, that's the work, that's the company.
open ledger,
assets and what cost, what you built and what you've left across. The honest accounting before someone else writes the summary.
Open ledger, that's the work, that's the company.
open ledger,
Yeah, assets, liabilities, both honestly. That's the whole practice, peace.
open ledger,
Yeah, yeah, open ledger, ledger.
Yeah. That one show. Yeah. Yeah.
The payphone lean like an old bad knee. Rain on or on and bust hits by me. Quarter in my palm, got sweat on edge. Store man, watch through the lottery glass ledge. My brother said call when the shift got out. County job night, crew back, still bow. So I stood by the box with my collar raised, reading old gum scars and the numbers engraved. Block smell like fryer oil, wet newspaper. Cold on the fingers make patience taper. Girl in a red coat dragging two little boys. One crying loud over cheap plastic toys. These are the hours the city gets plain. No movie light, just puddles and strain. A man counts singles by the check cash door. Like maybe this time they gon' stretch a little more. Yeah.
same gray sky,
Yeah.
same wire hung,
Same late bus,
and the people come,
hands in pockets,
Yeah.
eyes on the street, trying to make it then we meet. Ooh, yeah. Same old phone,
Yeah.
crack still fade. Same hard look on the tired place. Still we stand where the wind cut through, waiting on the voice to come through. Yeah. He told me Ma been sleeping in socks, radiator dead and they banging the pipes and knocks. Said get some bread on the way if you can, and check on Miss Ruth with the cane in her hand. That is life here, no speech, no pose, just names in your head and the way duty grows. You carry 3 errands and a quiet concern. Cross on the walk when the signal turn. Kids by the stoop playing cards for change. Laugh too hard like the cold, not strange. Old blue Caprice by the hydrant still parked. Same busted tail light blinking after dark. I know men who talk big till the room goes still, then fold in half by a doctor bill. And women who move like the clock old rent, still keep the kitchen smelling heaven sent. Yo,
same gray sky, same wire hung,
same late bus,
and the people come,
hands in pockets,
eyes on the street,
trying to make it then we meet.
same old phone,
Crack still fade, same hard look on the tired place. Still we stand where the wind cut through, waiting on a voice to come through. Yo, I used to think leaving was one clean stride. Train door closed and the whole path slide, but the block stays stitched in your shoulder line. In the way you save jars and count your time, in the way you hear sirens and pause your fork, in the way you look twice at a stranger's walk, in the way you know grief by the socks in the hall, and what kind of silence follows a call. Brother came late in a paint-stained coat, took the bread in one hand, lit smoke from his throat, said winter makes saints out of stubborn men. Then laughed one time and went in again. I watched the payphone drip by the curbside light, chrome face dull in the breathing night. Not every story need thunder above. Some nights all you got is work and love.
same gray sky,
Doorbell ring,
water gone warm,
on a cold steel string,
hands in pockets,
eyes on the street.
same old phone, crack still fade, same hard look on a tired place. Still we stand where the wind cut through,
Waiting on a voice to
done talking in layers. Every sentence been different for different players. Corner dialect, stitched together quick. Words get bent just to make them fit. Half a phrase from uptown slang, other half from where the old heads hang. Nobody teaching, it's learned on sight. What to say in the day, what to mute at night. Questions answered before they land. Tone tell more than the word you plan. You don't speak it, you won't survive. Wrong accent, get you classified. Every block got its verbal code. Spoken light, but it carry a load. Corner dialect, read the sound. Meaning live deeper than grammar found. Talk real loose, but it's tightly one language built where cultures collide. Corner dialect, read the sound. Meaning live deeper than grammar found. Talk real loose, but it's tightly one language built where cultures collide. 5 steps change how the phrase land. Same word safe for it get your jam. You hear intent before you hear speech. Street linguistics hard to teach. Arguments solved with a look and pause. Volume low but the message hard. Teachers say we talking correct, but the street run fluent in context. Slang move faster than any book. By the time it's printed, the meaning shook. You gotta listen more than you speak. Corners reward the patient and the meek. Corner dialect, read the sound. Meaning live deeper than grammar found. Talk real loose, but it's tightly one language built where cultures collide. Corner dialect, read the sound. Meaning live deeper than grammar found. Talk real loose, but it's tightly wound. Language built where cultures collide. Now it's spread far from the original place, but the roots stayed locked to a time and space. Every phrase got a street attached. Every accent earned, never matched. Corner dialect, living archive. Proof the city, still breathing alive. Corner dialect, read the sound. Meaning live deeper than grammar found. Talk real loose, but it's tightly wound. Language built where cultures collide. Corner dialect. Corner dialect. Language built where cultures collide. Say less. Letting tension amplify fear. Every footstep sounds sincere. Echo snitch faster than eyes. Noise tell truth, noise never lies. Keys jingle loud against the rail. Small sound flip the mental scale. You freeze misstep, listen hard. Sound deal, the hidden card. Cough turn cannon into space. Concrete throw it back in your face. Nothing neutral in the zone. Every sound carry a tone. Dice hit floor like gunshot snap. Trigger memory, trigger map. Land and breathe with hostile chest. Walls holding pressure and stress. Letting tension. Too loud. Echo talk. Letting tension. Too loud. Echo talk. Letting tension. Too loud. Echo talk. Letting tension. Too loud. Sirens outside sync with fear. Boots echo heavy when they near. Voices travel floor to floor. Danger announced before the door. Light flicker, add suspense. Building wire for consequence. You hear authority before the badge. Sound tells story out of order. Every step measured, every move slow. Land to tell you what you need to know. This the studio for paranoia. Natural reverb, amplify the noisy. If you drop a coin to testify, sound rat you out before your eye. Landing tension. Too loud. Echo talk. Landing tension. Too loud. Echo talk. Landing
every level, trained to hear. Stairwell, remember who run when, who froze up, who vanished then. Landing tension, never sleep. It archives, secrets walls keep. Sound travel faster than thought. Truth revealed before you caught. Woo energy, raw and rude, built in the stairwell attitude. Landing tension, too loud. Echo talk. Landing tension, too loud. 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 Too loud. No slayers. Landing tension. No slayers. Landing tension. Silence. Landing tension. Too loud. No slayers. Landing tension.
Door shut slow, pause to listen. Lock sequence, start with suspicion. Top bolt click, bottom bolt answer. Chain slide tight like a nervous dancer. Every night, same practice, motion. Fear turn ritual, habit devotion. Home main office, defend the space. Peace built brick by metal and faith. Click, slide, check it twice. Lock sequence, part of life. Safety ain't luck, it's routine. Built from habits, never team. Click, slide, check it twice. Lock sequence, part of life. Safety ain't luck, it's routine. Built from habits, never seen. Peephole bend the hallway wide. Reality warp before you decide. Sounds get filtered, trust get thin. Still more honest than most men. You don't open for uncertainty. Silence is stronger than courtesy. Click, slide, check it twice. Yo, lock sequence, yo, God life. Click, slide, check it twice. Lock sequence, part of life. Safety ain't luck, it's routine. Built from habits that are seen. Click, slide, check it twice. Lock sequence, part of life. Safety ain't luck, it's routine. Built from habits that are seen. Morning undo, what night apply. Chain unhooked, bolt slide. Precaution linger in how I move. Lock sequence, stay in the groove. Click, slide, check it twice. Lock sequence, part of life. Safety ain't luck, it's routine. Built from habits never seen. Locks release, door open, yeah, door open, yeah, clear.
Yo, the shuttle holes in US. I while I'm burning going mad. Shuttle hole, yeah, yo, what, what you mean by what, what, you big storm, what, with a wow,
Backseat vinyl worn from the last ride. Need to start ticking before we inside. Meta conversation, city slides slow. Street lights smear like an afterglow. Driving out once, eyes on the lane. Hands seen storms, traffic, rain. Radio mumble in a foreign tone. News feel distant inside the zone. I watch storefronts change their face. Same city, different pace. We strangers linked by a temporary route. Two lives crossing with no dispute. He asks where to, I pause a sec. Somewhere between regret and next. Cab, float forward, horn, complain. Every block got a memory stain. Meta conversations, rolling and brief. Truth spill easy with no belief. Charged by distance, charged by time. City wisdom, paid per line. Yup, meta conversations, rolling and brief. True spill easy with no belief. Charged by distance, charged by time. City wisdom, paid in line. He talk family back overseas. Long night, short sleep, chasing fees. Engineer once, driving now. Life reroute, don't ask how. I listen quiet, let him talk. Taxi turned into a moving dock. Traffic jam, freezes in place. Confession surface, unforced pace. Everybody carrying something heavy. Dreams on delay, hands unsteady. Me to keep honest, never fake. Every second course, what it take. I share a piece, nothing deep. Just enough truth to keep it cheap. City therapy, no couch, no pen. Just motion, words, then going again. The conversations rolling in brief. True spill easy with no belief. Charged by distance, charged by time. City wisdom, paid per line. Made the conversations rolling in brief. True spill easy with no belief. Charged by distance, charged by time. City wisdom, paid per line. Curb appear, ride almost done. Moment fade like the setting sun. I check the fare, add something extra. Respect for the miles and the pressure. Door slam cut, the moving room. Cab pull off, night resume. We won't meet again, that's the deal. But something shared was real. 10 minutes is wiser, light a chest. City teach best when it don't test. Better conversations, rolling in brief. True spill easy with no belief. Charged by distance, charged by time. City wisdom, paid per line. Me to stop, radio hits, stop. Be on the only, be safe. Be on the be safe, be on be safe.
Stair, geometry mapping every rise. Each step intentional, no skipping lines. I don't leave floors, I climb what's real. Count every angle, every feel. Cold stare, geometry mapping every rise. Each step intentional, no skipping lines. I don't leave floors, I climb what's real. Count every angle, every feel. I learn progress isn't sudden light. It's breath in cold halls late at night. No applause echoing off the walls. Just footfalls measured through narrow calls. They wait for elevators that never arrive. I take the stairs to stay alive. Each landing teaches patience. Earn every muscle, slow burn. From higher floors, the noise grows small. Perspective earned through vertical hall. I don't rush height, I earn the view. Cold stair geometry, carry me through. Cold stair geometry, mapping every rise. Cold stair geometry, mapping every rise. Still climbing. Cold stair geometry, mapping every rise. Still climbing, yeah. Still climbing. Yo. Hall light blink like it know my name.
Third floor smelled like rice and rain. Miss Carter coughed through the peeling wall. Somebody dragging a bag down the hall. He left on a Thursday, I know that for sure. Blue bin by the curb, sneakers by the door. My mother said nothing, just folded a sheet, pressed out the corners and stared at her feet. I learned how silence can fill a room, how noon hit hard in a month like June. Fan in the window, click every turn. Ash on the stove where the oil lamp burned. I kept his watch in a coffee cup. Hands still locked, but the sun came up. Kids in the lot drew crowns and chalk. Old men outside did their evening talk. Some things leave slow, some things leave fast. Paint on the railing, memory lasts. Name on the mailbox, half rubbed away. Still hear his footsteps. End of the day. Yo, where they came early, the boiler grown. Phone rang twice, then a dead flat tone. Mama wore green for the church that week. Would not let anybody call her weak. I found his note in the jacket seam. 3 plain words and a subway scheme. No grand reason, no final prayer. Just train times written careful there. The super cursed at the busted lock. Teenagers laugh by the corner shop. Life keep moving with a crooked grin. Cold through the cracks, but it still gets in. So I took that watch and I had it fixed. Tiny gold gears and a trembling wrist. Now, when it ticks by the sink at night, it sound like shoes in the hallway light. Some things leave slow, some things leave fast. Paint on the railing, memory lasts. Name on the mailbox, half rubbed away. Still hear his footsteps. End of the day. Years put shine on the worn out floor. New folks smile by apartment 4. But every Thursday the trucks roll through and the whole block turn to that old blue. I buy fresh bread from the lady downstairs. She asks my mother, she says her prayers. We talk of weather, the rent, the trains, and never the man with tobacco stains. Still I know love by the things it kept. A cup, a watch, how my mother wept. Not in a movie, not with a shout, just one long breath that never got out. So if I stand by the hallway bench, I do not wait for him to descend. I just let the building say its piece, brick by brick till the buzzing cease. All I blink to 2 times, and it goes still Thursday on the calendar. Yeah, and the room feel real. Some things leave slow, some things leave fast. Paint on the railing, memory lasts.
Hallway water stain, shaped like a map. Light bulb buzz with a nervous snap. Night shift breeze through a loose window frame. Whole floor quiet, but it never felt tame. We had the kind of silence that was never soft. Elevator stuck again, somebody cursed the loft. Mother kept coupons in the coffee can. Brother kept out in the set of his hands. Building smelled like boiled starch and wet cement. Every wall carried proof of what the winter meant. I learned to read tension before I read books and side glances, shut doors, second looks, men on the bench at the base of the steps. Talking half-coded with the cigarettes, one eye in the lot, one eye in the clock. Because trouble did not knock, it just entered the block. We was not fearless, just familiar with strain, with the sound of a late train under hard rain. Hallway water stain over apartment 3 looked like some place none of us could reach. Still we stood there, keys cold in the fist, making peace with the pressure in the radiator hiss. Hallway water stain, ceiling on brown. Life drips slow in the worn downtown. Hard snare crack, let the cold loop rise. Some nights all your own is the look in your eye. Hallway water stain, map with no key. Everyone boxed in, still trying to breathe in heat. Dim light, floorboards complain. Whole world leaning through that stain. My man Ty had a father with a taxi cough. Came home near dawn with his shoulders off. Sat in the dark first, shoes still laced, like he needed 1 minute before he faced the place to stay with me. More than advice could do. 6-hour hard day, follow a person home like glue. Ty joked a lot, but his laugh ran short. Built like a guardrail under stress and thought. We cut through alleys to the back store side. Bought loose leaf tea when the week got wide. Old clerk there knew who was really broke. Slid an extra roll in without a joke. That was the code where I came to age. Mercy, tucked small at the edge of rage. Not halos, not choirs, not no clean scene. Just a human hand where the month turned mean. So when my bars hit low and the room stays spare, it is because the world still hangs in the air. Hallway water stains, ceiling gone brown. Life drifts slow in the worn downtown. Hard snare crack, let the cold loot ride. Some nights all you own is the look in your eye. Hallway water stain, map with no key. Everyone boxed in, still trying to breathe in heat. Dim light, floorboards complain. Whole world leaning through that stain. Now the old building got fresh paint skin, new mailbox slots, but the old ache in. Same hard corners under cleaner lines, same look in the face when the money declines. I walk by slow, remember exact things. One bent spoon, one sink with rust rings. One winter glove on a heated pipe. One ant saying, keep your collar tight. Memory do not come as a speech or a song. It come as a smell you have carried too long. Damn plastic coffee, cheap soap, smoke. A whole childhood packed in the throat when you choke. Hallway water stain, still in my head. Like proof, every roof got a place it bled. Yet even there, in the dim and strain, we found small order in the mess and stain. Kettle on, cup out, chair pulled near. Somebody saying shit, it is warmer here. That is the peace I refuse to lose. Not the hurt alone, but the way we choose. Bulb still buzz, pipe still knock. Water stain fade, but the lesson does not. But the lesson does not.
Train after eating choice is clear. What you do when departure near. No redo after doors close tight. Decisions echo through the night. I learned priorities under ticking clocks. When hesitation locks the docks, they wait for perfect, miss the ride. I move with what I verified. Responsibility shows at closing time. When options shrink and stakes align, I don't blame fate for miscontrol. I own direction, body and soul. When engines hum and chances thin, that's where character check begin. Last train ethic stays with me. Accountability running free.
Last train ethic keeping choices clear. Last train ethic keeping choices clear. Last train ethic keeping choices clear. Last train ethic keeping choices clear.
Doors closed. half shut, noon cut thin. Dust in the light, cold draft creep in. Ash in the cup by the window latch. Needle on the news and the room stay scratched. My neighbor sold watches from a towel by the train. Spoke slow, look hard, never once complained. Said the city got teeth, keep your hand off pride. It will bite through show when the cash run dry. I was young, all nerve, trying to look unread. Pressing down my hair, keeping doubt unsaid. Had a pager with a crack near the plastic seam, and a notebook full of plans with a borrowed gleam. On my block, every smile had a second use. One for company, one for bad news. Mothers leaned out from the fire escape rail, calling kids by middle name when the light turned pale. Store owner stacked pears in the pyramid row, while a squad car crawled by painfully slow. Life was not loud, every minute it pressed, like a shirt collar tight on the front of your chest. Needle in the blind, they cut low. Truth come plain when the hard times show. No grand speech, no parade, no spin, just the shape of the world as the light gets in. Needle in the blind, thin white line. Everybody trying to hold their design. Hands stay still, but the mind stay fast. Reading what is coming from the shadow it casts. My aunt kept photos in the cookie tin box. Wedding grin, baby shoes, one bent gold watch. Her husband gone years, but his chair stayed near. Not for worship, just habit and a little fear. That taught me sorrow is a household thing. Lives in folded coats in the bed frame spring. Lives in how folks joke with their eyes turned down, and the careful way they move through a tired town. I knew one kid who could draw like breath, sketch whole trains, whole faces, whole thoughts on death. Teachers praised him once, then the rent jumped steep. Now we loading trucks on a graveyard sweep. No violins where I live, just heat pipes moan. Drywall dust and a stiff back phone. Still there was beauty in the plainest spread. Tomatoes on bread, clean sheets, corners fed. Needle in the blind, they cut low. Truth come plain when the hard times show. No grand speech, no parade, no spin, just the shape of the world as the light gets in. Needle in the blind, thin white line. Everybody trying to hold their design. Hands stay still, but the mind stay fast. Reading what is coming from the shadow it casts. Now I pass old blocks with a slower gaze. See what held us up through the iron days. Not the loudest man, not the quickest grin. The one who kept showing up with the groceries in. The one who fixed zippers by the kitchen chair. The one who swept glass like a little prayer. The one who knew when to leave words alone and let soup steam rise while the late bus groaned. That is why I write from the floor, not clouds. From shut blinds, bare bulbs, and practical crowds. From the taste of tap water after midnight talks and the sound of wet leather on tenement walks. Needle in the blinds, one stripe on the wall. Sometimes that is enough to name it all. A narrow piece of day in a cramped front room, still proving light can enter through gloom. Blind, stay still. Street sound swim. Dust turn gold. Then fade again.